Once upon a time on the earth, there were no houses, no tools, and no light to drive away the darkness. People lived in the Stone Age and life was tough. They struggled to find food, to stay warm, and to protect themselves from wild animals. Up in Olympus, the home of the gods, lived a titan named Prometheus. Now, the Titans were a race of powerful beings who ruled the universe before the gods. And Prometheus was not only super strong, but also super smart. He was known throughout the cosmos for his intelligence and his big heart. He was always hanging out with the other gods, playing the harp, having a good time. But he was also very empathetic, and he couldn't stand to see the humans suffering, so he decided to help them. But what could he do? One day, Prometheus came up with a daring plan. He knew that the gods kept their fire in a big bronze container in the center of Olympus. It was guarded day and night by 100 fierce dragon-like creatures called the Electoids, and no mortal was allowed to get near it. But Prometheus was not a god, so he wasn't bound by the rules. And besides, he had a really good idea. He sneaked past the sleeping guards, lit a big torch from the sun's fire, and then ran as fast as he could down the mountain. The 100-headed dog Cerberus tried to stop him, but Prometheus outran him. Finally, he made it back to Earth with the fire safely in his hands. There, he gave the gift of fire to mankind. At first, people didn't know what to do with it, but little by little, they started using it to cook their food, forge tools, keep warm, and scare away wild animals. Thanks to Prometheus, humans were finally able to thrive. They built houses and started making all sorts of useful objects. Before long, it seemed like every human on Earth was using fire, and all because of one Titan's crazy plan. Of course, Prometheus was praised as a hero, and for a while everything was good. But soon enough, Zeus found out about the theft. You see, Zeus was the king of the gods, and he wasn't happy that someone had stolen from him without asking. In fact, he had specifically forbidden anyone from giving fire to the mortals. But Prometheus didn't care. He didn't think that humans deserved such a cruel punishment. So now Zeus was really angry, and he decided to punish Prometheus as an example to the other gods. He sent his servants to capture the Titan, and when they brought him before the king, Zeus chained him up and brought him to a remote mountain where no one could hear his cries. Then, he sent an eagle to tear at his liver. Every night the eagle would eat part of his liver, but it would grow back every morning, so Prometheus's suffering would never end. The Titan cried out to the other gods for help, but none of them dared to defy Zeus. For many years, Prometheus suffered alone on that mountaintop until one day a great hero named Heracles in Greek, came upon him during his own adventures. Hercules was a demigod, the son of Zeus, and a mortal woman. He was super strong and brave and wasn't afraid of the king of the gods. So when he saw how Prometheus was suffering, he killed the eagle and broke the chains that bound him. Finally, after all those years, the Titan was free. But even though Prometheus was grateful to Hercules, he still blamed himself for getting the other gods and Titans involved in his fight with Zeus. That's why he asked Hercules to take some of his blood and mix it with the ashes of his sister, Pandora. This way she wouldn't die, but she would be immortal. Now, if you're wondering what happened to Zeus, well, he was pretty mad at first. But eventually he got over it and even gave Prometheus another chance. He set him free from his punishment and allowed him to return to Olympus. And that, my friends, is the story of Prometheus and the theft of fire. It's a classic tale about rebellion, sacrifice, and the pursuit of knowledge. Teaches us that sometimes we have to go against the rules to do what's right, but also that we should be careful when messing with powerful gods. After all, you never know when they might decide to send an eagle after you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.